Shalom, shalom. All right, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Madash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. All right, peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. All right, shalom to the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, no matter what you look like, but your spirit is knit with this truth, with this gospel. All right, you're continuously calling upon the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, you are more than likely one of the hopeful elect of Israel. This is not a black thing. Our people are scattered throughout all the four corners of the earth, looking like all nations, all peoples, all tongues. All right, and in this last days, they're being gathered by this, by the preaching of this word. All right, and yeah, I'm the brother Dama Agabar, out here with another live lesson like we do week in and week out, to come out here on the highways and the byways and to prophesy and to preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven, which is for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the 12 tribes of Israel. But mainly this message and this ministry is for the elect, all right, the predestinated ones, the chosen already from the foundation of the earth, that were already slated to be delivered, to be saved, to have their sins forgiven, and to be delivered from the great judgment of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, all right? And like we do week in and week out, we come out here and chant down Babylon the Great, which is prophetically known as known as America, all right? And come out here, you know, cast out this net of truth to reel in the elect, you know, put in the work for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and hopefully find salvation for our souls. And Lord willing, we're a part of the hopeful elect, and we're going to be delivered and saved out of the impending judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is coming on this world very soon, man. All right, and today I just want to go into just a spiritual rant, man, upon a lot of these feeble-minded and unbelieving jakes. You know, I've been watching, you know, I've always watched the brothers' videos, the elder Manatazak and over there in South Carolina. You know, he's been going on TikTok and finding a lot of these videos, and even on YouTube too, you know, about a bunch of these weak, feeble-minded jake that are coming out and saying they're no longer Israelites. You got a lot of these jake that know that they're Israelites, man, but they're really, you know, denying the camps. They're denying the prophets and the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that are out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. The ones that are out here on the front lines week in and week out, you know, putting our lives and freedom on the line each and every day. You know, as Elder Malcolm would say, you know, there's a huge pushback and a huge, you know, coming against, you know, the camps, you know, and the men that are out here with the street ministries, which, you know, how this is how the majority, how all you jakes learned that you were Israelites, was by the men out here on the front lines, out here on the highways and the byways, preaching this gospel. You learned through the camps, you learned through the elders and the apostles, you know, the men that are out here on the highways and the byways, you know, through summer, through winter, you know, through the blistering cold, through the heat, through the rain, you know, through the seasons where the allergies are kicking ass and we're out here sneezing and spitting and coughing, coming out here when we're sick, when we're not in the spirit, when we're in the spirit, you know, there's a huge coming up against the true prophets and the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of you jakes are really becoming offended at this word. You're being offended at the truth. You're being offended of the nastiness that are written within the scriptures. And a lot of you are out here going on TikTok and on these different platforms, ultimately showing your, you know, showing your asses, showing how you're offended, showing how you're really just not, you know, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of you are turning back. A lot of you are reneging, and really a lot of you are getting scared, man. All right, because a lot of you are starting to feel the heat, and you're feeling that Esau is getting ready to come down with that great wrath, as it says in Revelation the 12th chapter. And a lot of you are, you know, turning your back, you know, from being Israelites. And ultimately, you know, you were never fully in the truth, but a lot of you are really turning your back and going back into the world and totally finding any fault and any offense to ultimately come out and say, I ain't no longer a Hebrew Israelite. You know, I was believing that, but now I ain't about that. Yeah, you know, I ain't following the camps. A lot of you are in that spirit that you're going to just come into this truth and do your own damn thing and, you know, be self-taught, and I ain't got to, you know, but here it is on the flip side. You learn from the camps, you watch the videos, you know, The very fact that you even know that you're an Israelite was by the same men that you're coming up against and talking shit against on these different TikTok, on these different platforms. It's, but it is what it is. We know in these latter days that a lot of you would be offended, a lot of you would turn your back, and a lot of you are going to ultimately, go back into the world. And ultimately it's because a lot of you, first and foremost, you're not of the elect. You're not chosen by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And ultimately a lot of you are afraid. Right? A lot of you are feeling the heat from family members. A lot of you are feeling the heat from people in this world looking at you sideways. And ultimately, a lot of you are just, you just want the love and the respect and the admiration from this world. You're not willing to suffer truly for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and to bear your cross, to be looked at as crazy, to be looked at as if you're in a cult. Because that's what a lot of these niggas say. Oh, Hebrew Israelite, that's a cult. Y'all need to get out of that cult. Y'all need to come out of these camps and, and basically come back to Jesus Christ. And a lot of you are taking that route. A lot of you are feeling the heat, and a lot of you ultimately are just of this world, and you don't want to be hated by this world. So therefore, a lot of you are taking this this Israelite approach of worldliness, man. And even a lot of you mainstream Israelite camps, like for instance the IUIC, they are nothing more than a Christian Hebrew Israelite organization, man. They're nothing more than just a modern day a Christian church with it, that just know that they're Israelites, man. Their doctrine is becoming more Christian. Their whole setup is becoming worldly and more Christian each and every day. Their breakdowns are more Christian. It's world friendly. They want to be loved and appreciated and embraced by this world, but it's just with an Israelite twist. And that's where a lot of you Jakes are finding yourselves being comfortable at, being worldly Hebrew Israelites, man. You want to be Hebrew Israelites that can still celebrate Christmas, still celebrate New Year's, still want to be able to commit adultery and do all type of wickedness, but it just has a Hebrew Israelite spin on it, man. Yeah, you talk about the law, statutes, and the commandments, but you niggas ain't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. A lot of you are just, let me get that real fast, man. A lot of you guys are just worldly Israelites, man. Niggas who know that they're Israelites, but you still love the fashion of this world, man. And you ain't fooling nobody, you ain't fooling us, and you damn sure ain't fooling Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of you are finding yourselves to be offended, man. All right, let me get this real fast. This is Luke chapter 16 and 13. It says, "No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other." And that's what a lot of you Jake, that's come to the realization that you're an Israelite are doing. You're not trying to truly serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You serve the Most High to a certain degree. You might stop eating pork. You might stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. But a lot of the other things that you do are still serving of this world, man. Like I said, you want to have the crispy lineups. You want to have the dreadlocks. You want to have the outward appearance that you're an Israelite. But really, inwardly, you're still wholeheartedly 10 toes down in this world, man. All right, you don't want to bear your cross. The things that are in the scriptures that are too harsh, things that offend you, things that might offend others or offend people in this world, hey, you'll reject it. You'll say, oh, that's them other camps. That's them GMS niggas. They believe that. They follow that. But me, nah, I ain't with all that. I ain't feeling that, But then there's certain things that's in the scriptures, you'll accept and you'll stand by, but it's only because, it basically serves your belly or it fits in your criteria of what you believe to be acceptable in this world, man. It's either you got to be all down and all with everything that is written within the scriptures and even the great doctrine, man. Now, of course, we're not teaching men to go out here and to grape women, and if you see a woman that you like, to grab her and take her and and do what you got to do. We're not telling nobody to do that, but we do acknowledge the fact that grape is in the scriptures, man. And the Heavenly Father has a law written that if you do these things, the penalty of it, or if you do grab a woman that you have that you want, and she's not betrothed or she's not married, hey, the penalty that comes with you making that decision. You have to marry that woman and pay the father 50 shekels of silver, man. You break, you buy. And all we're doing is just confirming that there is a law in the scriptures that deals with that subject. But what? Since that rubs people of this world the wrong way, since you have a westernized mentality of what grape really is, you get offended by what's written within the scriptures, and you approach it with this westernized mind frame. So therefore, the fact that we're out here telling you that, yes, that there's scriptures within it, there's a rightful way to handle it, and there's a penalty if you do it the wrong way, you call us grapists and lie and say that we're out here preaching and teaching Jake to do that, which none of the elders and the apostles nor the men of Great Millstone has ever advocated for that. And you niggas know it, but you still will lie and call us those things just to save face in the sight of the people of this world, man. So you're not truly down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Like I said, you niggas treat this word of the Most High like a buffet, and the things that you like, and the things that you can, the things that you like, and the things that this world will accept, you'll push and you'll stand on that. But the things that this world will hate, or it might cause you to be looked at in a particular light, or it might bring some heat on you and your so-called organization, y'all will wholeheartedly deny it and push it back and call it wickedness, man. See, so you niggas ain't truly down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you ain't, hey, and y'all, you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, man. So this is Luke 16:13 again. No servant can serve 2 masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Right, and that's what a lot of these jakes that are coming out, that are, the brothers doing video on, all these TikTok ninjas and these dumb broads out here talking shit and spewing their madness, claiming that they're Israelites, but they're totally out of order. You know what I mean? Like I said, so they'll serve the Most High, but only to a certain extent. So you ain't truly down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. A lot of you niggas get offended. A lot of you don't really want to take the heat that comes with truly serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it's just this simple. If you're truly serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you are going to be hated, man. Especially of this world, because it's completely contrary one to another, man. So what are you going to do? You can't have it your way. This ain't Burger King, man. You can't serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai the way you want to serve him. Do it when it's convenient, not be offended when it's convenient, or when it, makes you look like you're in a good light. No, you got to be completely down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Hey, because FYI, Yahushai was hated, man, especially by his own people. Because why? He was condemning them, and he was condemning the world, and they were in that world, man. And it's the same when you come and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai on this side, man. All right? But like I said, a lot of these guys, hey, like it says here, it says, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. And a lot of you niggas serve Mammon. And the reason why a lot of you guys are in this worldly spirit is because a lot of you are making money. A lot of you got, your little Hebrew Israelite hustle going on. And there's certain things that, there's only so far that you can go, being a Hebrew Israelite and proclaiming yourself to be an Israelite and being a part of this world. If you want to get monetized, if you want to make money, if you want to do this, you got to do that. There's a certain line that you can't cross when dealing with this truth. There's certain things that you can teach and you can't teach, because you'll be ostracized, you'll be hated, you'll be looked down upon, you'll be called whatever. So a lot of you guys don't want to, so a lot of you guys toe that line, man. And you got this PC approach to this truth, and the Lord's going to destroy you, man. Because you can't serve 2 masters. You can't have it both ways, man. It's either you fully in with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you're going to take all the heat and the slander and the lies and the backlash that come with it, or just go be in the world and be like a world-friendly Christian Israelite organization where you can have the fame and the love of this world, where you can have the 501c3. All right, you can manipulate and twist the scriptures to fit your own agenda, and you can have money, and you can have a little fame, and and do all that bullshit, man. You can't have it both ways. You got to pick and choose, man. And a lot of you guys and a lot of you Jake out there are totally showing yourselves on what side you're choosing, and ultimately, hey, you're not down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai completely, man. So I want to start here in John chapter 6. All right, and it's the same thing that was happening during the time of Yahushua. All right, a lot of people got offended, man. And a lot of you are offended by the things that are written within the scriptures. But then you talk about the law, the law. But a lot of you niggas don't even keep the law. And secondly, you get offended at the law, especially when it offends the people of this world. Then you tuck tail. Then you got to get PC. Then you got to go twist and manipulate the scriptures to appease the opinions of these people of this fucking wicked ass world, man. So you ain't down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And that's why you see a lot of these jakes going back into the world, no longer saying they're an Israelite, no longer want to be associated with, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? So this is St. John chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 43. And this is St. John 6:41. It says, the Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. And they said, is not this Yahushai, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he saith, I came down from heaven? You see, because they were on a very low level. They didn't understand, the deepness and the depth of how Yahushai, represented the manna that came down from heaven, man. All right? It says, Yahushua therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not amongst yourselves. No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. You see, that's why I said earlier, it's really only about the elect, man. And that's why we don't get bent out of shape. We don't lose sleep, because we understand that many are called, but few are chosen. And we know that some of these jakes was only called to be into this truth up unto a certain extent. We know that a lot of Jake are going to be offended by particular things which are written in the scriptures and in Yahushua, period, man. You see? So, it's not something that's uncommon. It's not something that we don't expect, but, just when you see it, man, it does irk your spirit to see it, man. Because a lot of these Jakes are full of SHIT, man. All right, so we know ultimately, hey, when we see these Jakes falling out, when we see these Jakes doing these videos on TikTok, these women, talking all this SHIT, all of these weirdo, bugged out Yah Israelites, all these Jakes coming up some other way, all of these guys be offended. We understand that it's ultimately because they're just not part of the elect, man. But it does piss you off, when you see Jake flip and do that BS, man. You see? But at the end of the day, hey, prophecy has to be fulfilled, and somebody has to fit that lot. It says, it is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of the Most High. Every man, therefore, that have heard and have learned of the Father cometh unto me, which is ultimately the elect, It says, not that any man have seen the Father, save he which is of the Most High, he have seen the Father. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me have everlasting life. And it can only be given unto you from the Father to truly believe on Yahushua HaMashiach, man. That's why I read that Luke, man. You can't serve two masters, man. Either you're going to be all the way in with serving Yahushua, or you're going to be on the other side, man. But it's really only the elect that have received received the faith to totally believe on Yahushua. They're not going to be offended. They're not going to turn back. They're not going to trim their way to seek love. We're not going to be out here monetizing this ministry. We're not going to make it PC and world friendly. We're not going to twist. We're not going to manipulate scriptures to make these people feel good. All right. We're not going to put on this facade, like these other false Israelite camps do, man. We're going to give it to you straight, directly and correctly through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And we know that what comes with that is a lot of people being offended. But it is what it is. Hey, Yahushua went through the same thing, and we know that, hey, we've been put in that lot to be in that same position as well. So we're not going to bend or break or fold or, cater to you people's fucking emotions and your feelings, man. If you get offended by the whole truth, then that's not our problem. That's your problem. It's ultimately because, hey, you're just not part of the elect, man. It says, I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. And that bread is representing ultimately the full understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. That's what Yahushai is telling them. Look, I am that bread. I am that whole course, the whole meal, the whole, the whole kit and caboodle, man. All right. It says, your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread. Why? Because, they ate the manna, but then what? They were offended. They always had a problem. There was always murmuring. There was always backsliding. They always wanted to go back into Egypt. They always found some reason to be offended or to talk shit or to backtrack, or to find some type of excuse to mumble and to have a problem with this, have a problem with that, have a problem with the prophets, have a problem with Moses being chosen. It was always something that offended, ultimately Israel, man. And it's the same until this very day, man. And if Yahushua was here to this very day, man, they would have a problem with him just like they have a problem with his true servants and his true prophets right now, man. All right? Hey, the scriptures say the servant is not greater than his master, man. And we literally see it taking place, man. We see the Jake is wicked as all hell, man. And the most wicked ones are the ones that believe and know that they're Israelites, man. You got a lot of wicked, evil niggas and niggerettes that's in this truth. When I say niggas, I'm talking about all 12 tribes, man. Even the Northern Kingdom tribes. They're a bunch of niggas too, man. And they're a bunch of vipers and snakes and wicked as all hell, man. All right? And we literally see it. Everything that we read in the scriptures, you see how Jacob was in the wilderness. Jacob's doing that same thing right now to this very day, man. They're in that same spirit. They're in that same vibration, because it's those same spirits that was then that are back here now doing the same shit, man. You see? It says, this is the bread which came down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. And what are we, what? And we're eating that spiritual bread right now, which is ultimately Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, man. We're not physically eating it, but spiritually, you know, now it's more in a spiritual sense, man. All right. Hey, this word is likened unto bread, water, wine, you know, nourishment, food. It's the same concept, but just back then it was more of a physical thing, but now it's a spiritual thing, man. And Jake is eating it, and Jake is all like, oh shit, I don't know, nigga, you know, no, it's all right, I had better. You know, there's always something with these niggas. You're damn if, you know, there just ain't no pleasing Jake, man. And back then, you would think, you know, Jake was in the wilderness. They literally seen the chariots. They literally seen, you know, the chariots and the angel, and ate the physical bread, and they still had an issue with it. They still had a problem, man. They still wanted to go back into Egypt. They still had gripes and murmuring and shit talking, man. And it's the same thing even right now. All right. It says, I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. And that world is the world of Israel, all right? The cosmos, all right? So the Lord's telling you, look, I am that bread. Basically, when he came and he died on that cross, that was likened unto him offering himself up, you know, for the ultimately the elect of the sins. I mean, for the sins of the elect, which will ultimately trickle down unto all Israel, man. All right, and then let me get this real fast. Get this in Matthews. This is Matthew's chapter. Oh, I'm bugging. This is Matthew's chapter 4, verse 1. It says, then was Yahushua led up into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was after the hungered. And when the tempter came, to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But Yahushua answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. And that's what Yahushua is likened unto, you know, that same bread, man. All right, and we're supposed to live according to everything that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, because like I said, spiritually, Yahushua is that nourishment. He is that bread. He is that wine. He is, you know, the water, you know, everything that we need to live, you know, everything that we need to be nourished and to be ultimately maintained, you know. But like I said, for a lot of these jakes, that ain't enough, man. This is why I see a lot of these niggas going back into the world, you know, this truth, it ain't enough. It got, you know, this just can't be it. It can't be that simple when it really truly is, man. See, but Jake wants, you know, it has to be this huge, you know, thing for Jake, man. You know, the simplicity in Yahushua is just not enough for these Jakes, man. And they're going to always find a reason or find an excuse to find a problem, you know, with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right? And then, let me see something. Let's see. Where was it? Where did I want to go? I want to get another precept, but I want to see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna come back. And this is back in Matthew. It says in verse 52. It says, "Then the Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, How can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Yahushua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day." See? And like I said, but those guys then, they took it literally, as if, you know, Yahushua wanted them to literally commit cannibalism, man. And it's the same right now in the spirit. Jake is getting offended ultimately by the word, by this truth, by the prophets, by the delivery, by what's really written within the Holy Scriptures, man. Jake is always going to find something to be offended at, man. Oh yeah, yeah, these niggas talking about, Jake, I left the truth because these camps they destroy families and they make you leave your wife and ever since I came into the truth, man, I just had a lot of hate in my heart and I lost friends, I lost jobs, my children don't like me no more. Jake can find all type of reasons and excuse to blame this truth on to blame the truth or to blame Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, of why they don't want to do this anymore, man. They're always going to find something to be offended at, That's just, it is what it is, man. The camps wanted me to, I couldn't hang out with my wife on Saturdays or Sundays. I couldn't go on vacation. My wife was getting all disgruntled because I was spending too much time with the brothers. I couldn't get lined up. Told me I can't smoke weed. I can't do this, I can't do that. Jacob always finds an excuse to be offended, somehow, some way, man. And ultimately, they don't want to deal with the straightness that comes with serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. All right? And it says, for my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drink my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. And as the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. Right? And I don't mean literally eat his flesh or drink his blood. It's just talking about fully taking on the whole truth, man, and taking on everything that Yahushua requires of us, man. But like I said, Jake, they'll get offended by that. Certain things that's always going to rub them the wrong way, and they're going to find an excuse, man. All right, and that's why you see these Jakes on TikTok talking all this shit. These niggas talking about leaving the camps and yeah, you got to go to what's that nigga name who made that one documentary from Negroes to Hebrews? Yeah, I like them and I like that, and these camps is off because ultimately you niggas don't really want to make your bodies a living sacrifice, man. You don't want to bear your cross the true way, man. And it comes with coming out here on the highways and the byways, being looked at crazy, being called crazy, being said you're in a cult. Being called black, being put on a goddamn hate crime list, and everything that comes with being in this truth, man. But that's too much for Jake. Jake don't want to carry that burden, man. So therefore, what they'll justify it by talking shit against it, saying this and that, and ultimately blaming the truth, but really, or blaming the camps, but really, you're ultimately blaming Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man, because this is the path and the way that the Most High set it up for us to, for this ministry to be done, man. All right, it's not your ministry, it's not of you, it's what the Heavenly Father wants, man. And a lot of you don't want to take what comes with that. So therefore, like I'm gonna read here, you're gonna be like the disciples that turned back and went into the world, man. All right, where was I? It says back in John 7:58, it says, "This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever." And let me get that real quick. And what's that? Deuteronomy 8. Let me show you. Same thing that the niggas, the 2/3 in the wilderness did, man. They ate the bread, but the niggas, they still somehow, some way, when it came down to it, they were offended. They went back. They talked shit. They murmured. They always got something to say, man. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1. This is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1. It says, "And all the commandments which I command thee this day, ye shall observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers." And then right now, it's the same thing spiritually. Hey, the Lord has given us what we need to do to enter into the kingdom, man. Now, of course, we know we can't keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfect here on this end, man. But hey, the Lord has given us everything that we need to do in order to be in good standings and to make it this go around, man. But like I said, it's only going to be for the elect, all right? And it says, "And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy power had led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no." And the same thing is happening right now in this time, man. But it's more, in a spiritual sense. Now, of course, we can't keep everything perfect. Hey, but the Lord is trying all of us right now. and it's made remained being tried by the prophets, by his servants that he set up, and in the order that comes with how we're supposed to move and walk in this time and in this situation, man. All right, and a lot of Jacobs fell in the test. Like I said, a lot of Jacobs becoming offended. A lot of Jacobs taking certain things personally. Jake can't take rebuke. Jake can't be called out. You know, these niggas want to climb up and use this ministry to do it their own way. You know, they want to do all this wickedness and justify themselves. They want to use this truth to be, you know, a PC worldly friendly Israelite, but it don't work that way. That's not how the Lord set this thing up, and that's definitely not how you're going to enter into those chariots, man. All right, and it says, let me read that again, man. Verse 2. It says, and thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh doth man live. And it's the same thing right now, man. All right, we're living by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father to the best of our abilities, of course, on this side, man. But like I said, hey, now we're eating the spiritual manna in Yahushua in the spiritual sense, man. And a lot of Jake is tasting it. They got a problem with it. It's too sweet. It's too bitter. I don't want to eat the bitter herbs. It's disgusting, and I'm not going to do it. Same like those niggas, man. Hey, Yahushua said, look, the Passover eat the bitter herb, and these niggas don't want to eat the bitter herb because it's too bitter. I don't like it, so I'm going to eat lettuce. Same thing is happening that was happening back then, man. These same niggas are back today and in this time doing the same thing, man. And it's the same with Yahushua, man. All right? Because that manna represented Yahushua during the time of Deuteronomy, and Yahushua represents the manna right now in this time, man. And Jake is getting involved in it. Jake is eating it, and they got a problem with it. It's too bitter, or they might find that it's too sweet, or whatever the case might be, you know? The point is, hey, they're being tested and being humbled, but Jake don't want to take that humble route. They want to be proud. They want to buck up. They don't want to deal with it, you know? Now they're saying, look, man, leave the camps, man. The hell with all that. You got these black-only Israelites, these goddamn Torah-only Israelites, all type of bullshit going on, man. But at the end of the day, it's just showing you that, hey, man, when Jake is being tested, Jake is going to fold. They're going to be offended, ultimately, you know? Right, so let me go back here, man. So back here, you see, it says, where do I want to stop at? 69. And it says, where was it? 59. It says, these things said he in the synagogue as he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? And when Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, does this offend you? Right. It's the same thing now. A lot of these Jakes are being offended by the truth of the scriptures, man. Like I said, all these Christians and Jake, they love the Bible until the Bible comes out. When you really start going into it and the things that's required of you and that's not required of you, then they get offended. They're all about the law, the statutes, the commandments, but when it's time to apply it and when they're getting reproved and corrected by it, then you're a hater. Why you tearing down your brother? Why this, why that? You know, y'all, why you hate your brother? But then, at the same time, this is supposed to be our schoolmasters. This is supposed to be the thing that keeps us in check, the things that keep us on that straight and narrow path. But when it's time for you to get hit with those lashes and corrected by the truth, then all of a sudden you become offended. Then all of a sudden, this ain't the truth. Then all of a sudden, there's a problem, man. See? It's crazy, man. And then now Jake is finally coming to the realization that there's about to be a great coming up against those of us who are calling ourselves Israelites. They see now they're trying to put laws in place to where you can be deemed a domestic terrorist for coming out here and doing what we're doing. Now all of a sudden people are turning tail. Now all of a sudden you don't want to be associated with this ministry and with this truth. Well, that's too much. I didn't sign up for all of this. But it just shows that a lot of you ain't truly down with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Now a lot of you are trying to water down the doctrine. A lot of you got these 501c3s. A lot of you got these agreements. A lot of you are trying to turn this truth into some worldly type of organization to where hopefully when Esau does come down with that great wrath, you're going to be able to say, look, we never taught that we hate Esau. We always we were never talking about America's going to be destroyed with nuclear fire. That was never part of our doctrine. We never taught about the mark of the beast being the microseed here. We were never those conspiracy theorists, you know? You're trying to trim your way to seek love, and you're trying to find some type of PC way to be Israelites, but still, you know what I mean, not take that straight path and the bear the cross that comes with serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and you all are going to be destroyed, and you're all going to be judged, man. And you niggas are not going to escape the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and your weakness is going to be frowned down upon by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua at that time, man. It says, and what if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not. You see? So it's not about the flesh. And that's what a lot of these guys want to do. They want to please the flesh. They want to be in this truth, but do it in a very unspiritual type of manner, man. All right, hey, the flesh don't profit the shit. This flesh is going to be is wicked. You know, it always want to please the flesh. It always wants to be loved. It always wants to be appreciated. It always wants to do the things that make it feel good. Hey, but being in this truth, a lot of the times, man, you got to make spiritual decisions. That's not going to be appeasing to the flesh. That's not going to always feel good. That's going to, especially in this world, make you be in a negative light and be looked at a particular way, man. It's going to come with a lot of hatred, with a lot of bitterness, with a lot of lonely days, a lot of days finding yourself by yourself, alone in your thoughts. You know, you can't be the husband of the year. You can't be the father of the year. You can't always be there, you know, for your family and for your children and for the things of this life, but you got to tend to the things that are of this ministry a lot of the times more than, you know, being with your family, man. And that's where a lot of Jakes find this truth to be bitter. That's where a lot of Jake get offended. That's when a lot of them want to say, well, this truth can't be the truth because it's taking me away from my family and basically from all of the worldly pleasures that you think come along with being in this truth, man. If that's the case, then go join the IUIC, man, because hey, in the IUIC, you can be father of the year. You can be constantly in your child's life. You can always be, your family can always be priority number one. And you can get married, and you can be a husband, and you can do this, you can do that. But hey, when you in Great Millstone, man, hey, this ministry comes first, man. You're not going to be able to be the always there to every so-called basketball game and, you know, constantly, you know, sometimes you're going to be distant. Sometimes your mind's going to be somewhere else. Sometimes your wife is going to tell you smile more, or it's going to be times where, you know, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be irritated. But hey, it is what it is, man. That still don't mean that this truth is not the truth. And that's where a lot of guys get all fucked up and all discombobulated. They think because, you know, when I was in Christianity, I can do all this stuff and it was never a problem. But hey, that ain't the truth. This is the truth, man. Scripture, I'm going to get that, man. Yahweh Shai said, if you love father, mother, or son more than me, then you can't be my disciple. Now, I don't mean that you don't care for your family, you don't take care of your business. That don't mean that you can't sometimes find time to do things with your family, but that's not going to be priority number one, all right? Your wife and your children are second, third priority to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And like I said, that causes a lot of bitterness in the souls of these Jakes, especially these women. When they find out, yeah, I'm an Israelite, and in Deuteronomy 28, and they find out that we're the people of the book, as they always say. But then when they really come into this truth and start to really, you know, figure out, there's a lot of bitterness that comes with this, that you can't just, you know, move and shake and think and act and eat and move how you want to move, how you used to move in this world. Hey, they get offended by that. That's when that bitterness sets in. That's when they say, oh, I can't be a hoe no more. Oh, I can't ride the cop carousel. I can't be in the club with them big ass stupid eyelashes on every week, partying and bullshitting. Oh, I can't teach. I got to be in order. I got to shut the hell up. Hey, then that's when that bitterness come in, and that's when they be in that spirit of, well, this can't be the truth. But then again, at the same time, everything that we tell you is written within the scriptures. But these women know they ain't supposed to speak, but they still speak because they're just rebellious. And like I said, they don't want to adhere to fully being under the yoke of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It's the same with the women, it's the same with the men, all right? So back in John chapter 7, it says, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, therefore saith I unto you, no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father, which is ultimately the elect, man. You know, they're not going to be offended. They're not going to have something happen to where they're going to fall out of this truth or go back and deny Yahweh Shem Yahushai or buck up against the elders and the apostles and the prophets, man. They're going to always find a way to dial in and to just deal, man. You know, and use the tools that we got to maintain ourselves in this truth. Shit, if you got to fast, you got to fast. If you got to restrain from certain things, you got to restrain from certain things. Hey, if you find out that a lot of your weakness is dealing with women or drinking too much alcohol, whatever, hey, you make the proper adjustments, no matter how bitter or no matter how much it might make you feel, however it makes you feel, man. It's all about doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and what needs to be done. All right, and it says, then Simon Peter, then Yahushua said unto the 12, will ye also go away? Right, because right now you see all these jakes falling back into the world, saying they're no longer a Hebrew Israelite. Like I said, brothers catch hell from your family, from your wife, from your children, you know, from the people of this world. There's a lot of bitterness that comes with being in this truth. Hey, and sometimes, you know, you see Jake out there in the world winning, you know, so, you know, and you know, there's a lot of things that, you know, being in this truth, we can't indulge in. You know, you use this world, you don't abuse it. Yeah, sometimes you do miss partying, you do miss doing this, you do miss doing certain things, man. And sometimes, hey, that bitterness could really set in, and they can have you feeling like, man, this can't be the truth. I can't have no fun, you know, or whatever the case, or you know, or whatever the case might be. You know, there's a lot of things, but you just can't let that overcome and let that bitterness get so deep within you that, hey, you turn your back on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And we're seeing a lot of that happen with a lot of these jakes that know that they're Israelites, man. They're always going to find that one thing that's going to make them, you know what I mean, flip, you know. And it says, then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art Hamashiach, the Son of the living power. And that's the spirit you got to have, man. So Peter said, where the hell are we going to go? Where we going to go? Back into the world? Here it is. You've been in this truth. You've been out here on the highways and the byways. You've been calling Esau the devil. You've been telling Jake to get right, keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. You kept the Passover. You've been serving the Lord, calling upon his name. And then all of a sudden, with a little bit of adversity or bitterness come, you're going to literally go back into the world, knowing all the evils and the wickedness and the dangers that come with doing that, man. You're going to literally go back into the world. But you got a lot of Jake that was set up to fall into that lot, man. And like I said, and we see a lot of that happening right now, and they don't even fully understand the evils that come with that, man. And you know, you come into, let me get that real fast. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get to all the precepts I got. Fuck, the battery is low. Let me get this. Let me get this real fast. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. It says, when an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, yeah, right, so basically when you come into this truth, we all got spirits and demons on us, man. But when you come into this truth, those spirits and those demons are released off of you. And then that same spirit and that same demon, man, once he's cast out of you, he's just out here, you know, roaming around, man. Always coming back, always checking on you. See, there's always an opening for him to come back and to get back within you, man. To party and to re-enter into you, man. See, so that's why as long as you're in this truth, sincerely, man, hey, you got that hedge of protection. Those evil spirits that was released off you, they don't have a way to come back in. Hey, but once you fall out of this truth, once you let that bitterness spring up and you deny Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you deny this truth, you go back into the world, hey, man, that demon not only has full access unto you, but he's allowed to bring even more spirits and more demons on you. Watch. And it says, then he saith that demon that was taken off you, I will return into my house from whence I came. Right, like I said, hey, those evil spirits that came off of you, they're always checking upon you. Remember, spirits and demons and angels on the left hand, on the right, they don't sleep, they don't take breaks, man. Hey, just like on that movie Fallen with Azazel. Remember how that, I mean, of course, that demon wasn't on Denzel, But hey, that demon, remember once he finally Denzel finally made contact with him and he made himself known. Hey, Azazel was always watching Denzel. Remember, his spirit was in those other people. He was just constantly watching them, constantly waiting for that opportunity so that he can inhabit to him. Remember when he met him in the prison, he shook his hand and he couldn't get inside of him because why? He had that protection. He had that hedge of the Most High to where Azazel couldn't enter into him. And even that demon was like, oh, you remind me of somebody, Hobbs, because he had that protection. It's the same when you come into this truth. You have that hedge of protection to where those demons can't get into you, man. But once you turn your hand to do wickedness, you fall out of this truth, you deny Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, then Azazel can get into you, man. And remember that whole time, Azazel was following Denzel. Remember, he hopped on his nephew, he hopped on his brother, he hopped on his partner. He was trying to use every avenue he could to try to where he could enter into Denzel's character, man. It's the same when you fall out of this truth, man. Once you fall out of this truth, hey, Azazel can get in there, and then he gonna have full reign and territory to inhabit you and to flip you and dip you and turn you out. Like it says here, it says, then he saith, I will return into my house from which I came out, and when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. So you don't want to be in that slate, man. That's why you see like that one crazy nigga. What's his name? Judah Maccabees. Hey, he got all those demons partying and bouncing up beside of his big fat ashy ass, man. You see, and just like those the Mississippi Madmen. You see what they talking about? The Babalo and whatever the hell them niggas is talking about. They got those 7 other spirits, 8 spirits partying and dancing inside of their mind, man, to where it's totally bugging them out, man. They don't know whether they're coming or going. And that's what happens when you leave this truth. And that's why Peter said, Lord, where are we going to go? You have the words of eternal life, man. So you can't be offended. You can't let that bitterness spring up. You can't let anything take you out of this truth, man. No matter if you were in a camp and you got offended and you had to separate yourself, or you were in a camp with a bug out weird ass leader, or you were in one of these other IUIC camps, the ISUPK, and you realize that them niggas is crazy. Hey, that still does not make the truth, man. But you got a lot of guys, when that happens unto them, they just leave. Niggas go back into Christianity. They end up on Vocab Malone's couch, airing their grievances and how this is not the truth, and I don't even, to the point where you won't even believe in the truth anymore. We don't want to fall under that category, or be in that type of situation, man. So that's why, hey, man, we got to continue to understand. Look, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is all we got, man. There ain't no plan B, no plan C. There ain't no contingency plans. Hey, you can't leave this truth for going to the world and think you're going to somehow have it better, or you're going to make it, or you're going to find something better in the world. There ain't nothing in the world but certain destruction and death. And hey, these demons hopping on you and Lord knows what the hell these demons going to do to you once they re-enter back into you, man. They might straight up turn you. Hey, Lord, put the spirit on you, put them demons on you to turn you into a goddamn homosexual, man, or have you smoking fentanyl or whatever. Hey, you just don't want to test those waters, man. That's all I got to say. Hey, but like I said, you see a lot of Jake returning back into their vomit and going back into this world, man. Like I said, the Lord is showing these things as examples to the elect of what not to be, and it's giving us the spirit to, hey, man, to take these things. That's why you got to constantly fear, man, and be appreciative that you're in this truth every single day. Praise the Most High that He got you in your right mind, that He has that hedge of protection on you, and that He don't take His Holy Spirit or His holy names from you. Those are very key, vital instruments and parts of our armor that we need daily, man. And anytime you take those for granted, anytime you're not, sharpening your sword and constantly polishing your armor and constantly, how did King David say, trying it, putting it on and keeping it, making sure that it fits right and you can move and you can operate with it. Hey, man, once you stop using it, you're going to lose it, man. All right. So let me see this. Let me get this. Luke 14. All right. This is Luke chapter 14. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 25. And there went out a great multitude with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Now, I don't mean literally hate them, but it means that, you're not putting them above Yahweh Shem Shai. Now, of course, you got to honor your mother and your father. Of course, you got children, you love your son and your daughters. They're hungry, you feed them, you take care of them, you put clothes on their back, you make sure you're paying the bills so they can have heat and air conditioning and water and food and clothes and toys and shit like that, But that just means that you don't put them above this ministry or above Yahweh Shem Shai. They have to become your second, third, fourth priority. Now, of course, they're a priority, but they're not your main priority. Your main priority is Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And that's why I said earlier, a lot of these niggas, them camps is wicked. Yeah, these camps tell you, you gotta hate your wife and your children. Oh, this stupid bullshit. Saying that with no understanding. But it's just, like I said, another way that they are offended in this gospel and this truth. And they'll use that as a reason as not to join the camp or not to come out here and to bear their cross and serve Yahweh Shem Shai. You see? But that's not what that truly means. Hey, as long as you're serving the Most High, man, He's gonna provide for you. He's gonna make sure you're in a position to take care of your family and your wife and your children. But they're just not the main priority over Yahweh Shem Shai, man. It says, and whosoever what it say, and you gotta hate your own life. Now, I don't mean you just walk around all day. You don't comb your hair. You don't brush your teeth. You don't floss. You don't put on deodorant. You be out here just looking like a goddamn bum and a homeless person. And we had a guy in the camp who used to be like that, man. He literally took this scripture literally. He would not comb his hair. His beard was just nappy as all hell. He didn't comb his hair. He would dress kind of real nasty. He'd be musty, and he literally took him hating his life as if he had to live like a goddamn bum and a derelict. That's just not what that means. That means you hate your life, meaning that you're not making all of these. You're just not trying to be in this world and. You're trying to live a life of trying to be a multi-millionaire. You're chasing all of your dreams and your aspirations. Like a lot of these guys, they come into this truth and they was trying to be rappers. When you come into this truth, you was trying to be a rapper, a ball. I was trying to play football. I almost did a little something, but once I came into this truth, hey man, I had to put that thing that I wanted to put first and foremost, which was playing football. I had to cast that away and come and serve the Lord, man. But a lot of these guys, they were rappers before they came into this truth. Now they want to be Hebrew Israelite rappers. Or I'm going to use my rap skills, that's how I'm going to bring in brothers into the truth. Because ultimately, you don't really want to put away that rap shit. Now you want to use it as a means of using it to try to say that that's how you're going to bring people into the truth. But really in your heart, you just want to rap because you just hoping somewhere down the line, somebody's going to hear you and you can get a record deal and you can be like, I'm going to do truth. I'm going to do Hebrew hop. I'm going to get a record deal, but I'm going to teach the truth. No, you ain't going to do that, nigga. You're not going to do that, man. What you're going to do is you're going to get that record deal and you're going to sell your soul and you're going to totally put away this truth and you're going to become a nigga in the world, rapping like a nigga in the world, and you ain't going to bear your cross anymore, man. And that's just the truth, man. All right? So you got to hate your own life. Now, of course, yeah, you still, like I say, you still got to work, you still got to make money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person, hey, I like nice things. I like having, I don't leave the house looking like a goddamn bum. Hey, before I leave, I iron my clothes. I make sure I'm matching. I make sure I got deodorant on. I make sure my hair is combed, my teeth is brushed. I leave the house and I leave, looking nice. I don't just leave the house all day. I just hate my life all day. You just see it all over my face. I'm just dragging my feet everywhere. I just walking down the street, just blowing boogers and shit. Just living like a true, complete fucking reprobate. But we hate our life as if, meaning that we're not putting faith in the society and in this world, man. We're looking for the world to come, the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. So, hey, if you're gonna come to serve Yahweh Shem Shai, that's a spirit you have to be in, man. So in that case, you're not gonna try to be some Hebrew Israelite celebrity, or you see the guy Alazar on all these goddamn podcasts. Mingling this truth with fucking feds and cucks. Like Tazariak on all these different platforms. Ultimately, they're doing that for a corruptible crown. They're not doing this to truly push out the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. They're doing that shit because they love the limelight, they love the fame, and their excuse is, I'm going to bring more people into this truth by seeing me on these interviews. And it's all bullshit, man. We see through that bullshit. Like I said, hey, the point is, everybody came into this truth by us just going out on the highways and the byways and teaching this truth in all truth and sincerity. We don't need these different platforms. We don't need to be on No Jumper. We don't need to be on these other platforms to preach the gospel. The way that we've been doing it before that shit even existed is has been working fine so far. But you niggas just want the fame, you want the money, you want the clout, and you want the monetization and the views that come with that, so that you can get more numbers and more people in your congregation, because that equals money. You ain't fooling nobody, man. And the Lord sees through all that bullshit, all right? For it says, and whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciples. Right, we got to bear our cross and come after the Lord. A lot of you niggas are, you ain't coming after Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're doing your own thing. Here it is, Yahushua was going that way with his cross. You niggas is going that way somewhere. And you're bearing your cross according to your own personal burden, according to how it fits within your agenda and how it's going to basically promote and uplift you. You ain't doing it to uplift Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And we see right through all of that shit, and the Lord sees right through it, you know? But like I said, hey, that's part of the bitterness that a lot of these guys, when they come into the truth, they don't want to bear. These niggas want to be comfortable. They want to find a way to use this truth to make it world friendly so that they can benefit more from it than anybody else, man. Like I said, look at the elders and the apostles and us brothers. We don't monetize our videos. We ain't out here, doing podcasts and going on these different shows. And I'll tell you something, when these dudes going on these podcasts and these different shows, especially if they're being invited, they ain't doing it for free, man. All right, they're charging a fee to go on these podcasts, whether it's $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, man. And like I said, they ain't going there ultimately to uplift the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, point blank period, man. And that shit's weak. Hey, and we see right through it, and the Lord sees right through it. All right. What else I got? Let me get this. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And it says, oh, let me get this. This is Luke chapter 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the power of heaven shall be shaken. Right. The point I want to make is that, hey, a lot of Jake is seeing these signs that are taking place, which are ultimately signifying the return of Yahushua. And that's why a lot of these Jake knows that what comes with at that time was going to come is Jacob's trouble. And what do you got? A lot of these bugged out Jakes talking about y'all niggas is manifesting Jacob's trouble. We already been through trouble enough already, brother. We went through the slave trade and all this shit. Yeah, that was part of the curses. Yeah, we did go through all that. But Jacob's trouble is going to be a whole different category, man. All right? Hey, us going into slavery and being kicked out of the Holy Land, that was all part of the curses that we had to endure, man. But Jacob's trouble is something totally different for these end times that we're about to enter into. And you got these weak ass niggas and even these women, y'all manifesting Jacob's trouble. We already been through Jacob's trouble. I'm not even gonna manifest that into my life. Because why? Because these niggas are afraid. These niggas know that when they hear us talk about Revelations 12 and 12, Esau coming in like with that great wrath, that great persecution that's going to come on those that fear the Lord. We're going to tell them there's going to be a financial collapse, a societal collapse, the sedition among men. All these things are still slated to happen before we're delivered out of this captivity, man. Remember, all this famine, death, destruction, war, famine, death, the missiles, these all have to take place before we're delivered out of this captivity, man. But a lot of Jake don't want to have to deal with the reality of that. Jake want to think that we already been through enough and I don't, I'm basically trying to say that, trying to tell the Lord what he's going to do. And that they don't, that's why Nate was teaching that. It's not going to be no time of Jacob. I never said that, moron. And then God told him it's going to be a time, it was that Daniel 12 he read? But Jake seems to believe that already took place, that we already went through the worst of the worst. And they're wrong, man. Here it is. We got the hour of temptation, which is the micro C hip, which is constantly in the news, which is constantly being prophesied and spoken about by the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and the men under them and our affiliates, man. The technology is already rolled out. It's getting ready to be pushed, but Jake don't want to have to deal with that reality, man. Like I said, we're seeing all these solar eclipses, all these planets lining up. Just before I came, World War III, you got France and the UK telling their citizens to prepare for stockpile water, food, be prepared for World War III. You got over there, I think it was Switzerland or Germany. Now they're having a draft, and now women are got to be put into the draft. You got the EU preparing for war against Russia. You know, the situation over there with Iran and Israel. You know, the least of the flock. All these things are still slated to happen, but Jake don't want to deal with the reality of that. Now they're telling us that we're going off and we're crazy because we're telling Jake that Jacob's trouble still has to come to pass, man. You see? So therefore, hey, they want to deny that and call us crazy. You see, Jake gonna do anything that everything that Jake got to do to make themselves feel comfortable, you know, in these times they're gonna do, because ultimately they're afraid. And a lot of them are really getting ready to make a back deal with Esau. So be prepared, brothers, to be betrayed by family, by cousins, even by men that are in this truth, man. When push comes to shove, man. You know that we're going to be betrayed, we're going to be slandered, we're going to be lied on. Some of us are going to get grabbed up and get thrown in Guantanamo Bay for this truth, for this knowledge. But you got a lot of Israelites who don't want to accept the reality that those things are going to come, and Jacob's trouble is a real thing. And they see the signs coming to where they know that these things are coming, but they want to deny it and say that that's not of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But hey, we're going to see. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And he spake to them a parable. Where's I want to start from? 33, it says, behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. All right. It's the same with the times that we're in. Hey, we see prophetically. We're looking at what's going on in the world. We see World War III coming. We see famine is on the way. Perplexity. Like I said, the MOTB. You know, we see the civil wars that is coming, how divided this country is. We see these devils getting ready to pull the plug on the society as we know it, you know, and allow a type of leave the world behind scenario is going to get ready to take place here in this society pretty soon, man. And at any moment it can happen. But Jake don't want to deal with the reality of those things coming to pass, man. And then now they're getting afraid. Now they want to down talk it. And now they don't want the prophets to speak those things into existence. And when these things happen, who do you think these niggas is going to blame? They're going to blame the men of Great Millstone. They're going to blame the prophets. They're going to have a problem with us and blame us and try to come at us, man. Hey, but this time you're not going to be able to put the prophets to death like you did in the past, man. The Lord going to raise us up, and the Lord's going to come and defend his very own elect this time, man. You see? But like I said, hey, we're looking out, you know, as the true men of the Lord, and we see these things are right there on the horizon. They're getting ready to happen, man. As we speak right now, the U.S. has all type of airship craft carriers over there on the borders of Iran. You got the EU and France. Now they're talking about sending troops over there to the Ukraine, wearing their own uniforms, bearing, you know, those EU uniforms, telling Russia, look, nigga, you getting ready to go to war with us. Because what? Ultimately, the EU and NATO, they want Russia to kill some European Union soldiers so that they can all be forced to come together and to go to war with Russia, which is going to ultimately lead to China coming out, lead to America getting involved, and to bring in this third world war, man. All these things are right there on the cusp of happening, and these things must happen before ultimately we're delivered out of these things, man. But a lot of Jake is shying away. A lot of Jake saying these things ain't going to happen because basically you niggas are scared, man. All right? But hey, we want those things to happen because we know we can't be delivered and saved until those things be. It says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. You see? And what's the heaven and the earth right now is Esau's kingdom and his rulership. All right? This shit is going to pass away, but the words of the Most High are going to be forever, and the Lord's going to make good on everything that's going to come afterwards, man. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness, and cares of this life, so that that day come upon you unaware. And that's where a lot of Jake are going to fall. And you see a lot of Jake, they're in that vibration and in that spirit right now, man. All right, pretty soon they're going to let the cares of this life and, partying and surfing in and, the straightness and the bitterness of this truth cause them to be, to cause this day to come upon them unawares, man. You see? Like I said, Jake don't want to believe that Jacob's trouble is coming. Well, since he ain't looking for those things, a lot of these niggas telling that the mark of the beast ain't the micro C hip, it's sin. So Jake ain't really looking for the micro C hip as being the MOTB. Jake is not looking for this third world's war, all this, Jacob's trouble to come. So therefore, when it comes, they're not going to be prepared and they're not going to be ready for it because they're putting it out of their mind as if that is not a part of the gospel. So when these things come, they're going to be confused, they're going to be afraid, they're going to be faint-hearted, and they're going to take the MOTB. They're going to be deceived, they're going to be confused, and ultimately they're going to be destroyed, man. All right, hey, and that blood is going to be off of the hands of the true prophets and the men of the Lord because we warned them of these things, man. All right? So what do I got next? Let me get this in Hebrews, man. So we ain't trying to be, the Lord's not going to leave his elect in that situation to where these things are going to catch us off guard, man. Right? Hey, we're constantly standing upon our watch. We're constantly paying attention. We're constantly seeing the things that are taking place and linking it with the times that we're in so that these days are not going to catch us unaware, man. We know fully and wholly what the MOTB is and what it entails. And we see all the slickness and the deception that Esau is going to use to ultimately to deceive you people into taking it. But first, he's going to have to bring major catastrophes, confusion, fear. Like I said, a frightening scenario, a catastrophic cyber attack. You see, things that all those things are still on the table, man. Don't think that these elites, because they got Trump in there, all of a sudden taking all of these L's. Look, man, the plan and the agenda is still on, man. They're just using Trump to go about it in a whole different way, but it's all going to render the same results at the end of the day. And that's why you can't be trusting Esau. You can never trust your enemy. This devil was looking to overthrow you, to deceive you, to set you up for the major okie doke, man. Right? And remember, this devil still has that hatred for you Jakes, man. Don't think it changed, or don't think he had a change of heart, man. This dude is still coming with his NWO agenda. He's still looking to micro C-hip all of you and enslave all of you, man. So you can't drop the ball and you can't let your guard down, because that's what Esau wants, man. He wants you to let your guard down and weep with his eyes and smile and lure you in. But once he gets you in there, yeah, you're through, man. You're through, man. And that's why we're constantly, man, we're constantly moving the way that Yahweh Shai did. We're looking to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, no matter what, in all situations, no matter what particular dilemma we find ourselves in, man. Hey, we're looking towards Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and this is Hebrews 12:1. Let me see something. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." You see? And that's ultimately what we're all doing. We're all in this race. So ultimately what? To receive salvation. But in the meantime, there's all type of hurdles and obstacles in the way. And that's why you got to pace yourself when you come into this truth. This is not a fucking sprint, man. It's a marathon. You got to be at the right pace. You got to move in a way to where you don't burn out, man. All right? It says what? Run the race with patience. And what's patience? Suffering, man. And we're all suffering, man. We're all catching hell. We all want to get the hell, well, not all of us, but the elect, we want to get the hell out of this situation, man. We're tired of working every day. We're tired of being caught in this everyday loop and rat race of this wicked, stupid-ass society, man. We're tired of being the tail and not the head. It sucks when you're in this truth and you know who you truly are, you know what I mean? being a holy and righteous and a holy people, that you're above these nations, but they got to be over you every day. Hey, that takes a toll on your spirit, man. That weighs heavy. That can cause depression. That can cause sadness. That can cause bitterness, man. But at the end of the day, hey, we still got to run this race honestly and righteously, and especially in the times that are coming. Hey, when all hell breaks loose and the society crumbles, you're still going to have to strive lawfully. You're still gonna have to be in the right spirit and in the right mind, regardless of all the calamity and chaos that's going to be taking place. You still got to be in the right spirit. You can't, here it is when all hell breaks loose, right? And we're in Jacob's trouble and the society collapses. That don't mean just because you haven't eaten a couple of days that you can just go and eat a pork chop, or if you come across somebody who has food and they got pork, you can just eat the pork and be like, oh, well, Lord knows, we're in this crazy times, you know what I mean? Hey, the Lord knows my heart, so I'm just gonna eat this pork when, hey, it's just unlawful. You can't do that, man. Hey, then a lot of that is gonna be a test of your character. Hey, all you gotta do is say no, and then, hey, who knows, that next corner you turn, hey, the Lord can bless you, and that man right around the corner might have some lawful meat for you to eat, Just things like that, And a lot of these guys, they're already bugging out and doing wickedness while those days ain't even here. Imagine how much more wickedness they're going to do when the Lord turns it up, man. See? It says what? Verse 2, looking into Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. You see? So this thing is about enduring, man. Just like Yahushua. That's why he came in the flesh. That's why he came in the flesh and blood, just like we are, to be tempted as we are, man. So he's not, the Lord knows exactly what we're going through. He knows what it's like to have mortal thoughts and to have weakness and to feel abandoned or to feel mad or to feel sad or to feel forsaken, or catching hell. He knows everything that we're going through, man. He came down here and did it first so that he can be the example for us. You see? And it says, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. I want to look at that word shame. This battery is low, so that's why I haven't really been using it too much. I thought I charged it. Oh, where am I? Hebrews. Look at this word for shame. And the shame, the word in the Greek is what? Aishis. Let me play this.
Strong's G 152.
Aishone. It says, the confusion of one who is ashamed of anything, a sense of shame, ignominy, disgrace, dishonor, a thing to be ashamed of, shame or disgrace. It says to disfigure, to dishonor, to suffuse with shame, make ashamed, be ashamed. Right, because what? You had a lot of Israel coming up against Yahushua, calling him the devil, you know what I mean? Trying to set him up, being put on the cross, being humiliated, being spat on, being beat. Hey, and we got to be in that, and we're in that same spirit, man. Hey, it don't feel good when somebody accuses you of being a goddamn rapist, man, and you ain't done no grape, or being accused of shit that you didn't do. Hey, man, that shit don't feel good, and it can make you feel like you're ashamed, even though you didn't do it. It's like a shame, man. Yahushua had to go through all of that, He said he had to endure the cross. Remember when he got the cross, they was cussing him out, they was spitting on him, they was throwing shit at him. And here it is the whole time, he had to endure all of that. It's going to be the same with us, man. So that's why Yahushua is the author and the finisher of our faith. Hey, and a lot of us, we haven't even resisted unto blood yet. You got guys already tucking tail and turning back, this is too much. I didn't sign up for this. You got a lot of guys fill out the truth. I don't want to be associated as being a rapist. People looking at me funny, this, that, and the third. Well, hey, that comes with the territory, man. But that's why Yahushua is the author and the finisher, and he's the perfect example. It says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. And we're dealing with the same thing, with that whole grape thing and other things. Oh, y'all false prophets. Oh, y'all stole money. Y'all this, y'all that. We got to deal with the shame and the contradiction of these fucking sinners, man. Hey, and a lot of us, we're going to be numbered with the transgressors. Some of us are going to be accused of doing particular things that these other bugged out, weirdo, set up, informant, traitor Israelite groups, have been doing. We're going to be lumped in with them niggas and even probably be accused of doing shit that we never even did, man. But hey, it all comes with the territory, you see? But in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we're going to be found not guilty, you see? It says, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds, you see? And that's what a lot of they're fainting in their minds. Like I said, hey, the hard part, the physical persecution hasn't even came yet. But Jake is fainting already in their minds with just the thought of what we're going to have to ultimately deal with when it's all said and done, when it's really at that time, you know? That's why you got to prepare your minds now and have it in your mind to understand, like, look, you might just be betrayed by somebody that you thought loved you, or somebody that you thought you could trust. Hey, at the end of the day, you got a wife that's been with you. Hey, when the time for the MOTB and you haven't eaten and drinking in a couple of days or a week, and your son and your daughters are crying and your wife is hungry, hey, she might turn tail on you. She might start cussing you out. She might turn into Job's wife and tell you, look, the hell with this shit. We're going to go take that goddamn microchip. I don't give a damn what you say. Or she might go behind your back and take your children to go get chipped. They don't know no better. They just going with mom because they think, you know, it's the right thing to do, man. But this whole time you've been telling them about the MOTB. She know what it is. She says she ain't gonna take it. She's been down, but when it really comes down to it, hey, they might just flip on you, you know. So we got to be prepared for those type of things too. But regardless, man, we can't turn tail or flip or faint, man, when these things come. We got to be strong and be courageous and have faith, and the Most High is going to take care of the rest. It says, ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Right, that MOTB is gonna cost particular of us our lives, man. It's gonna cause us to have our head put in a guillotine or put in front of a firing squad, you know, or put in situations where, hey, you might be thrown into a fucking concentration camp, man. We don't know the extent of what we're gonna have to go through, but we know we're gonna have to go through putting our lives for this truth and for faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, just like Yahushai did, you know? It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. See? A lot of guys get rebuked, they get called out, hey, they faint. Oh, this ain't the truth. I don't want to be in this shit no more. I didn't sign up for all of this. Oh man, you tearing down your brother, all this other bullshit, man. But you can't faint in those times. You got to know if you're being chastised, it's because the Lord is trying to build you up. It's something that's within you that needs to be corrected, that needs to be purged out of you. But a lot of it comes with you being told about yourself and you being called out. And you got to make the proper adjustments and not take it personally or be offended, but just hey, endure that chastening, man. Just you got to know that it's for your own good and for your betterment, right? It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You see, so you might got to get scourged. You might got to get an ass whooping every once in a while being in this truth, but it's not to destroy you. It's just to build you up and to purge out that dross or that wickedness or that negative thing within you to make you that much more better, that much more usable, that much more built up in this truth and in this faith. You know, to make you stronger. It says, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. You see? So hey, that comes that's a part of this walk, man. Like I said, it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to seem favorable at the moment, but you got to know that it yields something far better in the long run. It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? See? But when the Most High is doing it, he's doing it to improve you. I mean, your fathers too. Sometimes they chasten you. It was for your own good. It was for something that you needed. But when the Most High does it, hey, it's going to be done in perfection. It's going to be done, if you can endure it, to build you up and to make you better and to strengthen you, man, and to make you that much more fit and that much more capable of doing what needs to be done, man. You see? But like I said, at the moment, it don't feel good. You know, getting cussed out or getting, you know, rebuked by, you know, whether it's a camp leader or the elders and the apostles. Hey, you feel like shit. You feel ashamed, man. And one thing that the flesh wants to do is to fight against that. It wants to buck up against it and say, oh, them niggas is tripping. I ain't tripping. They tripping, you know? But that's just what the flesh does. That's why you got to constantly be in the spirit, man, So when those things come, you got to contemplate on it, think about why this is happening. What do I got to do to grow and to learn from this situation? Remember, all L's are not losses. A lot of them are lessons. But when you got pride and ego involved, and that happens unto you, hey, a lot of guys get in that like the guy Alazar, he gets called out and checked. Hey, that demonic ego of his gets in the way, you know, and he don't want to take heed and he don't want to fix it, but it makes it that much more worse. Hey, his L literally turned into an L, and that lesson turned into a loss for that guy. And I'm just using him as an example. You know, it can happen to any of us, but he's just been the one as of late. You see? So we don't want to be in that spirit, you know? And it says, for they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit. You see? So when the Most High is doing it, it's for your profit. It's not nothing negative. It's not nothing evil. It's not nothing wicked about it. It's for your profit. But you have to be able to endure that chastening and accept it. Not fight up against it. Not throw a temper tantrum. Not be a bitch about it. But hey, endure it and figure out what you need to learn from it, man. Because it's definitely going to be for your profit at the end. It says, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. You see, it's going to train you up in the right way. It's going to train you to be that much more better, that much more perfected, that much more holy, man. And it's going to be a lesson once you learn it and you embrace it. Hey, it's going to be something that you learn that you're never going to forget, man. And it's going to carry you through. If it ever a situation like that rears its ugly head again, you're going to be that much more prepared to deal with it. You're going to be like, oh, I've been here before, man. And I saw what happened the last time. Hey, I'm not going to go down that same route. I'm going to use the lessons that I learned from that situation and do what's right this time, man. And that's after that happens, that's when you do the holy and right thing. It shows you that the Lord did that to build you up, to be more, you know, to be that much more holy and to deal with it righteously, you know. It says, whereby lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. You see? So whatever that situation was, man, hey, it's gonna hey, you know, it's gonna be strengthened. It's not gonna be lame. It's not gonna be a situation to where it's gonna cause you to fall or to make the wrong decision. Right? It says, follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord, looking diligently lest any man fail through the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. You see? Don't let that bitterness happen. Don't let chastening be something that turns into bitterness within you, man. All right? Because what does it say? It says, right, and then you're going to fail. And that grace that the Most High tried to give you through that chastening, you totally missed that whole situation, man. You totally missed that blessing that was going to come with it. And then when it happens, man, hey, you fall out of the grace and you end up doing shit that's going to be detrimental to your walk in this thing, and it can have you out of there, man. Like I read in, what was that? Luke the 21st chapter, man, hey, them damn demons hop back on your ass, and hey, there's gonna be a party in your ass, man. And you're gonna be out here bugged out, looking like Judah Maccabees and the Mississippi Madmen and the many others that fell under that example, you know, because those guys all got chastened, they got rebuked for their situations, but guess what? That bitterness sprang up in them, and they didn't want to you know, take the lesson that came with that L and the mistakes that they made. Now look at them. Now they out here barbeloing it and mentosing and rapping some whack ass freestyle with an ashy ass elbow with a chin strap beard, man. Looking just all, hey, just looking totally through, man. All right. Let me see what's like. Let me get this back in Hebrews. Got a couple more, and I'm gonna close it. Oh, this is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 9. Yeah, I'm going to read down a little bit. is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 7. It says, Thou madest him a little lower than the angels. Thou crownest him with glory and honor, and didst set him over the works of thy hands. Talking about Yahushua. All right, when he came in the flesh, he was made a little bit lower than the angels, you know? It says that thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he put all in subjection under him, he left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him. But we see Yahushua, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he, by the grace of the Most High, should taste death for every man. And that every man is talking about all of the elect, every man of Israel, the elect of Israel, not every goddamn nation and people and tongues and all nations on this earth, right? It says, for it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. You see? So this, this thing is about suffering, man. Like I said, Jake didn't come into this truth, that you're going to come into this truth, you're going to gain all of this money and all of this wealth, which some of these niggas are, but they're getting that through Satan and through the left hand. They're not getting that through Yahweh Shem Yahushai on the right hand. See? But we're being made perfect through sufferings. That's why, I read that we got to endure the chastening, man, because part of that chastening, part of being corrected, part of catching hell, part of taking these L's and learning, is all part of the sufferings that we have to go through when serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But it's building you up to be, those vessels fit for salvation, It says, for both he that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brethren. It says, for then, as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Most High, to make reconciliation for the sins of his people, you see? And that's why Yahushua came in the flesh, man. And that's why we got to do it the way that we're doing it, man. We got to follow after his example and after his step. So like I said, hey, Yahushua knows exactly what we're going through, man. But still, at the end of the day, hey, all these sufferings and these chastenings and the bitterness that comes with being in this truth is all part of your walk and basically your initiation, It comes with the territory, man. Yahushua did it, and we gotta do it too, man. All right? And it says it says to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. And that shows you that it's only talking about the Israelites, that he's not making reconciliation of the sins of the whole world, because these nations was never, in order for you to be reconciled, that means you had to once be with that person. You had to once be joined together. The nations were never joined with Yahushua, so how the hell can their sins be, how can they be reconciled back to the Most High? See? It says, for in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted. You see? So we're all being tempted every single day. There's something trying to pull us out of this truth, pull us back into the world. Like I said, the affairs and the cares of this life. Constantly, being slandered, being lied upon. There's always something that's trying to tempt us and pull us out of this truth, man. But that's what comes with serving the Lord. You got to prepare that soul for temptation, man. Remember, this is a straight and narrow path and walk in this truth. You see? But like I said, there's a lot of things that we can be offended by. There's a lot of things that are written within the scriptures that, in the eyes of this world, you don't want to be associated with as somebody that stands on that, man. There's a lot of things in the scripture that this world frowns upon and looks upon evilly and wickedly. And if you stand on those things, then you're considered evil and wicked. Like I said, the whole great thing, shit. Even the scriptures that say, how you're supposed to, if your wife commit adultery in the scripture, she's supposed to be stoned to death. That's frowned upon here in this society, man. And if you were to literally carry that out and do that, you would be framed as a monster, as a murderer, as a demon, as evil, as wicked, even though it is lawful within the holy scriptures of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? So, hey, man, you know, there's a lot of things that come with being in this truth and serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But that's why you got to have that thick skin, man. You know, but we still got to stand on it, and we still can't, you know. Of course, now we're not going to go out and carry those things out, but we do know in the sight of the Most High that that is lawful. That is a lawful and righteous judgment, but we can't sit here and carry it out on the society as much as we might want to sometimes. But, you know, like I said, that comes with the part of being looked at evil and wickedly, and a lot of people don't want to be associated with that. And that'll cause them to fall out, to be offended, to feel shamed, and you know, feel a certain way. You know, Jake, I can't to the truth. I got a lot of hatred. Yeah, I hate a lot of things, but you know, Jake, I had white friends, and I found myself hating the white man and hating things. But you know, hey, hate doesn't necessarily mean violence. You know, I can hate a lot of things. That don't mean I'm gonna go and physically harm it and break it and destroy it and do harm unto it, man. I just have a strong dislike for it, and when I see it, I hate it, you know? But like scripture say, be angry and sin not, man. But like I said, you know, a lot of Jake is just weak and feeble, and you know, a lot of Jake is getting weak, all right? This is, let me get this, and then I'm gonna close it after this. So we can't faint, we can't get weak, man. We can't lose hope and let the affairs and the cares of this life and the opinion of these stupid ass people deter you from not believing this is the truth, man. You gotta stay firm. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, 2 and 12. It says, "Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and a sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended." And we see that, like I said, at a very higher rate in these last days. A lot of Jacob are becoming faint-hearted. A lot of them are not believing. A lot of them are losing faith. They're losing hope. You know, they no longer want to be associated as being Hebrew Israelites, man. You see, and their heart is getting faint and they're getting weak, and they're just going back into the world, man. They're coming up against the prophets. They're coming up against the camps. They're coming up against the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Because ultimately, you know, they're too worried about the opinion of this world and the people of this world, man. They don't want to bear their cross. They don't want to make Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai at the forefront of their priorities, you know. It says, "Woe be unto the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience." You see, a lot of Jake is tired of suffering for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. A lot of Jake come into this truth with a timeline. You know, a lot of Jake, you know, come into this truth, they lose jobs, they lose this, they lose family. You know, they ain't making the type of money they was once making. They lose houses, apartments. They might find themselves sleeping on somebody's couch, man. You know, the woman that they fell in love with no longer loves them like she used to. She's being turned off by him because he's growing a beard and he's in this truth, and he's so hateful now. And you know, we can't celebrate Christmas. We can't do that. You know, he don't want to be around my family. You know, a lot of things can contribute to you know, Jake becoming faint-hearted and losing patience. They get tired of suffering for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Jake wanted to make money, like that one guy, Ringo. You know, he wanted to make money. He wanted to be, you know, he wanted to have businesses. He found himself, you know, by calling himself an Israelite and being an Israelite, found himself to, you know, lose certain business opportunities and basically the love of this world, man. You see? It says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways." And that's no matter what, man. I don't give a damn what come up against you or what's the situation is, man. All right? You cannot disobey Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? It says, "They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him." You see, and that's a lot of Jake lose sight on that, man. It's all about doing what's pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Not this fucking world and the people of this world. And that's when a lot of Jake get disgruntled and bitter, man. Right? Because Jake want to please the people of this world. Jake loves the attention of these people in this world more than the what's well pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Jake gets all fucked up because people leave comments. People can actually have an opinion. They can actually say what they don't like and what problems they have with you. And a lot of Jake take those words to heart, and it has an effect to where they don't want to be associated with that negative bullshit that they're saying, man. See, but hey, we're here about pleasing Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And we know for a fact that what's pleasing in the sight of the Most High is hateful in the sight of these people in this world, man. So you got to make a choice, man. Who are you really trying to please? Who are you really trying to be on the good side of? Yahweh Shem Yahushai or this world, man? It says, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts, meaning their minds, and humble their souls in his sight. Yeah, but these niggas here, they want to humble themselves in the sight of these people of this world. Which humbling yourself in the sight of the people of this world is basically vanity and wickedness, man. Right? That's why when you come into this truth, man, hey, people look at you here, man, because the things that you once used to do, you don't do anymore, man. So now they look at you all awkward, they look at you as weird, and vice versa, man. I look at the people and the things that I used to do in the world as shameful, as nasty, as wicked, and the people that I used to be with in the world look at me as if I'm odd and I'm weird and I'm off. So therefore, hey, man, you got to go your separate ways, man. But hey, just know that what we're doing is right in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. To hell with the opinions of these people in this world, man. All right? I'm going to get that James 4:4, then I'll close it. It says, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men, for as his majesty is, so is his mercy. And one thing about black culture, man, hey, this is why you should never try to approve the approval of these niggas out here in the world, because they always gonna turn on you at the end of the day, man. That's one thing that Jake is known for. Jake will turn on your black culture. They're always gonna turn on you at the end of the day. They turned on Michael Jackson. They turned on OJ. They turned on every goddamn body at the end of the day, man. So the hell with these niggas, man. All right, they ain't faithful and they ain't loyal any goddamn way, man. Hey, but we're gonna stick with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. As long as you do right by the Lord, he's gonna do right by you, and he ain't gonna turn his back on you as long as you're doing what's well pleasing in his sight. Hey, these niggas, they always gonna turn on their own, man. Don't give a damn what you do, no matter how good you was to them, no matter what you do in the community. These niggas are always gonna turn on you, turn around and bite you in the ass, man. Or they're gonna turn on you and flip on you. Look how these niggas did Diddy. Before all this shit came out, they knew that Diddy was a nasty nigga and a freaky motherfucker. But once Esau indicted him and put him in prison and showed that shit with Cassie, all these niggas that love Diddy, now they all turn their back on that nigga. They don't want nothing to do with him. And that's how these niggas are, man. So that's why, hey, man, to hell with the approval of Jake, man. Stick with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and this is James chapter 4, verse 4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of this world is enmity with the Most High? See? So when you make yourself a friend of this world, you become an enemy of the Most High. And eventually, when you become a friend of this world, you're going to become an enemy of the world any goddamn way, man. You know? It's a lose-lose situation, when you're outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. So the hell with these niggas in this world, man. It says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. Hey, and then eventually, if you're a friend of this world is going to turn and be an enemy to you any goddamn way. So you're better off just being a friend with Yahweh Shem Yahushai and doing what's well-pleasing in his sight and being on good terms with him at the end of the day, man, because the Lord is faithful, man. All right? And if you do good, you receive good, man. But if you do dirt, you're going to get dirt. So with that, Lord willing, this rant was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, I'll be out here next week. Lord willing, you will edify. Shalom.